My name is Lynn Valbuena, and I am the chairwoman of the San Manuel Band of Mission Indians. We were raised to never forget who we are or where we came from. Our tribe has come a long way with what we have with our tribal community and trying to do what we can to maintain self-sufficiency and self-reliance. I think that's very important because it used to be where we would have to rely on federal grants and other monies for tuition for our tribal members and children for other programs, whether it was housing or whether it was education or whether it was health care. But now becoming self-sustainable and self-sufficient has allowed us to do that on our own. And it just gives me a really happy feeling that we can do that on our own. But not only that, we can share because we're a very sharing and giving tribe. We can give back to the community and to others.
KTLA-5 and San Manuel celebrate Native American heritage.
On behalf of the San Manuel Band of Mission Indians, I am so excited for the grand opening festivities of the newly renovated Barstow Indian Health Clinic. For far too long, patients living in this region had to travel all the way down the hill to Grand Terrace just to get the quality healthcare services they deserve. But because of these renovations, they no longer will have to make those travels. They will come here to the clinic to get dental, medical, optometry, and health and wellness services that they deserve, and we're excited about that.
Barstow Indian Health Clinic has been up here in the Barstow area for probably 25 plus years. Now that we have this built out, we have a doctor assigned up here 4 days a week. We have a medical assistant up here 4 days a week. So a patient will come in here, they'll be able to see a doctor on site, do the whole gamut of healthcare services that they need, whether it's a physical, whether it's an ear check, whether it's an eye check, whatever they do in an exam room, we'll be able to do those services up here in the medical area. We approached the tribe on this $2 million project, and we talked about what we wanted to do to provide healthcare services up here. We would like to thank the San Manuel Band, Mission Indians, for making all this possible, because without their generosity, it would probably be another couple of years before we could make all this happen.
For us to come here today and actually have this facility constructed for you all that'll last us the next 50 or 60 years, maybe longer, it's a great feeling. And as we bring these services in, more and more of our patients are going to come.
I think patients here have been waiting for years to save that commute time. I would like to thank the San Manuel tribe for your generous contribution. As you can see, this is a wonderful clinic that you have built for our community, and we're very grateful to have such a wonderful facility to serve our Native community.
It'll be a lot better because, going down to the home cast, there's traffic, and just sitting in the van takes up forever, it'll be good not to go down there. So happy to have the clinic here.
By working together for a common purpose, we can all achieve extraordinary things, and there is no greater priority than quality health care for Native American communities. Welcome to your new clinic. Thank you.
My name is Letitia Casas, Tribal Treasurer for San Manuel Band of Mission Indians. I was very close with my grandmother, my tutu. Growing up, I spent many years living with her, and she taught me a lot about the sacrifices that my family went through. In fact, I'm one of the last generations that went through a very high level of poverty that our tribe had to suffer through, and she taught me a lot about not taking for granted what we have and making sure that we secure the future for all of our people. So I made a promise to her when I was 18 years old that I would go back to school, I would get an education, and I would bring that education back to the tribe. I would be here to serve my tribe for as long as they'll have me. And that's something that I've worked very hard to teach my children as well.
KTLA5 and San Manuel celebrate Native American heritage.
We actually start to build our city today. We start to place in all of our tents where they go around, and we start to get all the planning stages, who's going to be available where. And what I started monitoring was the weather. I was hoping it wouldn't, but it did predict that we were going to probably have 35-mile-an-hour gusts starting on Saturday night. I don't want to take a chance. One of the big concerns I have is that a lot of our dancers come in, they work years and years on their outfits. You can only come across some of those feathers once in a lifetime. A wind like that could break the feathers, and that's a lifetime's worth of generations of feathers being handed down, and they're irreplaceable. So it's better and safer for me to take concern for my dancers before they even get here, and my drummers and all the public as well, and to go ahead and just move it inside. And for us to scramble now and try and make these quick adjustments as appropriate, and then try and fit all the mandatory requirements as best we can, and then go forward with the weekend. If I do it now during the pre-planning of it, we can get it set up. And so even though we're just a few days out, it's going to make it hectic on us, but it's going to make it for a nicer event.
Powwow means a lot to me because I've grown up with it, and it's something I go to if I need to be uplifted in some way.
It's kind of real symbolic. It's so simple, but yet we can complicate it.
And it don't matter what nation you come from. You come out there, it's a good feeling, it's a good heart, good mind, and you take away a feeling that's hard to describe, but you feel so good when you leave.
Every person in the powwow circle has their own experience.
My first memory of a powwow was, it was big. There's a lot of people and drums.
It's in our DNA. Before I was even born, they did this dance and they did this song.
I was raised, we went to powwows every weekend, and I just started singing. A little kid would walk up to a drum, 5, 6 years old, and then just start singing with people. It became a way of life.
This is how we make our living. This is what we do for a living.
I'm getting a chance to meet new friends, but also my relation that I have here in California.
That brings us great joy to know that just about every stop we have somebody that we can call a family member, even though we're not blood related.
We're all different.
Those dancers, I consider them to be my brothers or my uncles. A long, long relationship with all of those guys.
There's something about, I think, that spirituality in there, where these songs came from.
The power of prayer and our faith that we have as Native people is great. That's what, when we all come together, it even gets more powerful.
My name is Tom Ramos. I'm actually Serrano and Kuya. I'm here from San Manuel. We've been in the valley all of our lives for thousands and thousands of years. And during the campaigns that they had to rid the valley of the Native Americans, Santos Manuel and Tom Manuel led our people through the whole mountain area trying to keep us safe. Where we didn't have the drums, we had the gourd rattles. There were flutes that we did have. And we have a different aspect of how we do music, and what the music sings about is our bighorn sheep songs, as well as celebration songs, traveling and migration songs. We share that with not only just our community here in San Bernardino, we share that also across the United States, but also with other Native communities that often have questions about what it is that we do over here. A lot of them didn't know, some of them didn't even know there were Native Americans out this way. It takes a lot of effort on your part to learn the songs, to know their order, to be able to get involved into the whole balance of songs, I guess that we would say.
My name is Carolyn Brian Reyes. I'm a member of the Turtle Mountain Band of Ojibwe from Belcourt, North Dakota, and I'm also Spirit Lake, Dakota. One of our cultural dances is a jingle dress. Each one of the jingles on this dress is actually from the lid of the old tobacco. Well, they saved the top of the can and they actually used that lid and they rolled it. We have anywhere from 300 to 400 jingles on here. When we do this dance, we always move forward or we go in a circle. And so we started doing this, and one of our elders was very ill and his daughter was very ill with the flu. After them doing the dance and offering prayer, she eventually became well. So this dress is referred to as a healing dress. Oftentimes people, if they're ill, they'll ask the jingle dancers to go out there and pray and dance in a circle and offer prayers. So it's very fulfilling to be able to do this. I'm 69 years old, and to be able to dance this way at my age is just a real gift, and I try to give it back. I dance for the people.
Dancing is a big part of Native life.
I've been dancing since I could walk.
Since I was about 5 years old. I do the northern traditional dancing.
I started off with jingle when I was like a baby.
I dance old style. My whole family dances jingle.
I love to dance. I sleep, breathe, dream, fancy dancing.
Fancy kind of tires me out, so I'm like, I can't last those songs, but I don't mind jamming out to jingle.
We have grass dancers, we have the northern traditional dancers, we have the fancy dancers, southern and northern. We have the chicken dancers, and we have the southern traditional